Hey now, Peter Grizz here. So, I know this is dragging on forever, but I'm finally gonna continue on with part 3 of my collection video. So, we are gonna move on to the Wengers, and I have split the Victorinox up into different sizes because I have a ton of them, a lot more of them anyway than I do Wengers. I'm gonna try to squeeze all the Wengers in. It might end up being 2 parts. If it gets too long, we'll just have to see how it goes. So let's start off with a cool one. This is one of my personal favorite Swiss Army knives in my collection. I absolutely adore this little knife. This is an 82 millimeter Wenger. To be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Wenger. I don't know a whole lot about Victorinox really, but I find it's much more difficult to learn stuff about Wenger. I really want to get a copy of Dave Arnold's book, A Collector's Guide to Wenger Knives. Unfortunately, it's out of print every time. I haven't been able to locate it anywhere because I believe he has one of the most extensive collections. And I've seen his videos, Hobie's videos on his collection, and it's just fantastic. That guy knows, like, he's seen literally every Wenger knife that's ever been made, just about. So, anyway, I believe this was when they called this this was from an all sports series or something like that, sportsman series. I don't know. I really don't know. But let me tell you, it's a cool little 82 millimeter guy. We got the European awl. Just a good old-fashioned awl. This one has aluminum liners. It probably dates to the late 50s. Got the Warner style can opener. This thing has great snap. This is just a great little knife. If this had some way of driving Phillips screws, it would honestly be one I carried all the time. We've got the cap lifter with the screwdriver. Got that great little clip blade, and this blade is just in magnificent shape. Notice the clip blade has the Wenger Switzerland tang stamp on the front, nothing on the back. I'm trying to keep this moving along. And then we've got the main blade. This thing was really rough when I got it. This was actually one of the first knives I ever tried to polish myself. I need to do another shot at it because I'm a lot better at it now, but still, this thing was horrible looking. This was one of the first ones I got that I described as looking like it was sharpened on a brick. But we have Wenger Switzerland on the tang stamp. Wengerinox. Bang, bang. Love it. I absolutely love that little knife. One of my favorites. Next up, we got a Highlander. So, the Highlander has all the standard tools of a Swiss Army knife. Now we're up to the can opener from 1976 onwards. This has the patented locking screwdriver. Now we've got a reamer in lieu of an awl. And the Highlander has a corkscrew, yeah, that's some corkscrew, a Phillips driver. Bong bong. And I'm not going to show all these blades. I'll show this one and then skip a few. I'll try to pick out what's different. You got the Wenger tang stamp, Wenger. Nice full blade, nail file on this guy. She's a beaut. Absolutely love this little guy. And I do like the Wenger toothpick and tweezer setup. I like what they went for with them being inside. I find they slip down into the scales sometime. A lot of people attribute Wengers as, the Wenger design as being like not as quality as Victorinox, but I argue it has nothing to do with that. The quality is on par. It's just that they went for a very different design. They went for the hidden liners and trying to hide the scale tools on the inside. And, like anything else, there's trade-offs, there compromises were made. But, some people prefer these designs. These can be tough to get out sometimes, but they are great, having that little set of tweezers, little toothpick that's always got that little bump on it, outstanding. Next up, we got the Golfer. Wenger Golfer, golf tool, whatever, Golf Pro, something like that. I think it's just called the Golfer, actually. So, what does this have aside from a blade? We've got the Wenger style combo tool. Does it do the interlock? No, I don't think it interlocks. Maybe they do. I just can't feel it. But yes, got the stripping notch. You get all the can and cap lifter on the same tool. Outstanding. Yeah, it does have the interlock. Then we've got a couple interesting tools. We've got a divot repair tool. That's to repair damage to the grass from when a driven golf ball lands in the grass. And this, by putting this in the ground and fluffing the grass up, kind of aerates it and keeps a little dead brown spot from coming up, from what I understand. This is a cleat spike tool. So this is for tightening or removing spikes on cleats. And then finally, we've got back here is a T-spike. And also like I think it's like club face cleaner they call it or something too, but it's definitely, you can just punch the hole. Right, if you need to be fancy and don't want to just push the T into the ground, you can spike the hole first. Then, moving on, we've got the Wenger, the backpacker. So, corkscrew, reamer, not going to show all that. This has the nail file, the main blade. What makes it a backpacker is it adds a saw to the standard options, if I can get it out. Look at that saw. Great little saw. Love the Wenger backpacker. So this one has a nail file, and I'll leave that out for now because this is the Wenger backpacker 2. And sometimes you can get the backpacker with and without the little hiking guy on it, but the difference between the 1 and 2 is that the backpacker 2 comes with a clip blade. That is one thing I love about Wenger's. They kept the clip blade right up to the end, whereas Victorinox long ago switched over to a pen blade. Pardon me. Next up, we've got a Traveler. This is one I carry a lot. I like it. It didn't come, it's, you know, from the factory. It does not have a key ring on it. Still got the reamer and corkscrew, but in lieu of a backpacker, we've got the scissors. So that is the equivalent of a Victorinox Climber Small, or, you know, or the Climber or the Traveler, whatever you want to call it. Very cool. Next up, we've got a Wenger Forester. So when you put the backpacker with the Traveler, you get a Forester. Basically the equivalent of the Victorinox Huntsman. She has the hidden scale tools tucked in there on the end. This has the embossed emblem. Some of them have a printed emblem that could wear off. These, you'll see these sometimes worn down, but it's basically like a little raised piece of aluminum that's pushed down in there and anodized. Very cool. Note, she's got the scissors. And notice Wenger's patented scissor design with the cam action lever that utilizes the back spring. Some people don't like these scissors. I think they're great. I really appreciate the design. I think it's cool when somebody goes above and beyond to make a cool design. Little interesting thing here is that this has the 73 to 76 can opener. And the only difference being is that they made the can opener slightly longer after 1976. Moving on, what do we got here? We've got, what the hell is that? Oh, this is an earlier Wenger backpacker. So this has the can opener. This is the exact same as the earlier backpacker, as the nail file. But what's different about it is it has the I think it's Eichenberger style can, Max Ortel and or Richard Eichenberg designed this can opener. They implemented this type of can opener from 1963 to 1976. It even has a little instructional drawing. It has the plus pat. It's adorable. How's about that? Lovely little knife there. Now we'll bring it up to something. Now we've got a Traveler. Again, but this Traveler, the difference being that this has the 63 to 76 can opener, or 63 to 73, sorry, can opener. Corkscrew's a little wonky on this guy. I'd straighten it out if I ever got around to it. You know, it's on the long list of to-do list. Now we've got something a little different. This is a Victorinox, but it is based on a Wenger design, so I'm including my Delamont series in this video. So this is the what the hell is it? The Evo Grip 14, I believe. Yes, I think so. I could be. It might be. Yeah, it's the 14. It's hard keeping track. Note now, they did not do the hidden liner thing like on the Wengers. So you can see the liners, the outside liners on this, but not on the old one. They also put the Victorinox style toothpick and tweezers. Frankly, probably because they just didn't. There was no reason to like continue to produce two different styles of tweezers. Got scissors, got the nail file. Basically the same thing as a Traveler, but it's an Evo grip. Here we've got something a little different. What happens when Switzerland meets the United States? You get the Swiss Buck. And this is Swiss Buck's version of the backpacker. I'm not sure what it's called. I honestly don't care. But what's super cool about this one is we've got not just one clip blade, but two clip blades. And that is something that is really cool about the Swiss Bucks. This one's a little rough looking. I think a painter used it or something because it's got like white paint. I tried to clean off some of it. The scales like didn't take well to the cleaning though. It was like I was rubbing as much of the scale away as I was the paint. So that kind of sucks. Next up, we've got the Evo Grip 18. So this is the Victorinox continuance of the Wenger Forester. Or not the Forester, the Wenger Handyman. Instead of the corkscrew, the Handyman has the Phillips driver. Of course, this is an Evo Grip 18. Now, the only difference between the Victorinox and Wenger versions of these is that the Victorinox version has this can opener instead of, you know, the safety type can opener, the lobster claw can opener. And then the other difference is that it has the Victorinox style reamer instead of the Wenger style reamer. And that's all she wrote on that one. Scissors, saw, you know. The other little thing that was different is they got rid of the nail nick on the saw and they extended the tip out so it was easier to grab, kind of like Victorinox did. Next up, we've got another. This is the Evolution 23. This is the modern update of the Wenger Major, I believe, was the model. So we've got a corkscrew and Victorinox style reamer on the back, toothpick, tweezers, all that good stuff. Notice we do not have the textured scales. This is they do have they are contoured, but they're not textured like the other ones. And a cool thing about this knife is it takes that Forester design and adds the Wenger magnifying glass. This is a lot of people, like, if you've never used this magnifying glass, it actually works very well. Yes, it's smaller. The plus thing is it's actual glass, unlike the plastic ones Victorinox, I believe, has now. It's also a little stronger magnification. This is a great lens for starting fires. The one thing I think is a flaw with these is they tried to squeeze a little screwdriver tip on here, but I often see these lenses missing, and I think that happens. People like do a little prying with it or something, and it flexes the shaft enough to pop the lens out. We're getting into the final round here. I'm moving this one along quite well. Let's look at this chunky boy right here. This is the Tool Chest Plus. Bong bong. Look at that bad bear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's either 12 or 11 layers. How you count them? That's a lot of layers, boy howdy. But then on the back, you know, Wenger never saw to use any more of those back springs, which I think is a shame. I think they could have squeezed some more utility in there. But some standout features about this are, of course, it has Wenger's version of the fish descaler. That is a line guide. It might be useful if putting line on a fishing reel, some other reasons why, and you got a hook disgorger there. Notice they never saw to put a ruler on it. This also has a metal saw. Nice metal saw, case hardened type metal. Very good stuff. Then it's got the regular wood saw. And it's got this little multi-wrench here. And I'm not a fan of these wrenches. I'm sure it might work on some small nuts and stuff. To me, it's not a very good use of space. But it's cool. That was what's cool about Wenger, is that they weren't afraid to try some crazy stuff. I mean, they have some crazy unique, like, they have the Bernina knife that is for, like, tailors and seamstress work. They have the Minotaur... I can't remember the company's name, but they have a partner with a watch company for doing watch repairs. The knife that has all kinds of special little tools for doing watch repairs. It's got this short, stubby little inline Phillips. Outstanding. One thing that I don't have in my Wenger collection yet that I'm looking for is they had some models that replaced their nail file with a 2D Phillips driver. And I think that I wish Victorinox would bring that back, actually, if they made the nail file and a 2D Phillips a single tool. Note these slip jaw pliers. You got that hole in there for wire cutting. You put the wire through the hole and it shears it off. Very basic wire cutter. And then the other thing is it's a slip joint, so you can access larger. You know, if you got to like change the lug nuts on an 18-wheeler or something, bam, there you go. You got a set of pliers with you. You know, Smokey and the Bandit break down on the side of the road. You can help them out with that guy. Now we're into the final stretch here. We are going to get it in one video. So we'll go right here to my 1937 Wenger Soldier. So this is based on the model of the 1908 design soldier knife from Victorinox, and Wenger. Many other makers made them too. So there were actually more brands than Wenger and Victorinox early on. But then after the years went by, they either were assimilated or left in the dust. So, cool things about this. Check out that all. These things are known for having extremely stiff springs. The spring tension on these is amazing. You'll occasionally see them with broken springs, probably for just that reason, if something went wrong in a heat treat or something. But man, that is a weapon right there. I mean, that is fit for a soldier to carry. For sure. This little guy, that can opener right there, that is a nail buster. If you've ever tried one of these, you know how hard these can be to get out. Luckily, my nails are short. If my nail was longer, it would just rip my nail right off. It's got somebody's initials in here. That's FE. Don't even ask what you think it is. If you think it looks like something, it doesn't. It's the initials FE. Right here, you can very barely see a circle. That's called a Waffen control mark. Basically an inspection mark. You know, each unit was inspected by the military and accepted for service. Waffen control, WK, weapon control. Ooh, that almost flipped my nail. That almost broke my nail off. Then we've got a flathead screwdriver. The reason this flathead screwdriver was implemented in the knife was to dismantle the Swiss Army's rifles that they implemented, I believe, in 1890, thereabouts. So they originally issued the rifles with a standalone screwdriver with a wooden handle, and then they commissioned the knife makers to design a knife that would incorporate all the soldiers' tools into one piece. Finally, we've got the big boy, the clip blade. So the original, the model 1890 or whatever, 1891, that had a spear point blade, and then they did that for a few years and then changed them to a clip blade on the soldiers, even though the officers' knives maintained a spear point blade. But listen to that snap, man, that's fantastic. Then my final and one of my favorite, my Wenger Tahara. I believe this is from the early 1940s. I might be wrong about that. I didn't really do any prep work for this. Maybe I should have, but oh well. But we've got the awl. Bong bong. The corkscrew. Note it's a 4-turn corkscrew, while they They actually went the opposite way. They started with a 4-turn corkscrew, then went to a 5-turn corkscrew, where Victorinox did exactly the opposite. We've got that cap lifter. Bam! Warner can opener. Bong bong. The clip blade. And this was back in the day when they would put a stamp on the clip blade. Say you got Wenger Tahara. And I believe Tahara has something to do with Indian mysticism or Jewish mysticism. I forget what it is. It's something related to like Dharma, Karma, Nirvana, Samsara, all that stuff. It has to do with Buddhism, I believe. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot this. Yes, the main blade. Yes, I knew there was something I've been meaning to polish, and this is the guy. I gotta polish this guy. One reason I haven't is, unfortunately, it's all scratched up. Right there it says Swiss made. You probably can't see it in the video, but I assure you this had an etch that said Swiss made, and it's nearly gone. I'm probably just gonna have to polish it off and just eat it. Anyway, that is my pile of Wenger knives. Oh my god, I'm beating up my knives. Oh no, they're gonna get dented. Oh no, sorry guys. Yeah, tough. You can baby your knives. I don't. I use my knives, so I don't care. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. Keep an eye out because we will be moving into my favorite realm, the 84mm Victorinox, in part 4. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peter Grizz out.